Oh, well. So, all right. So, just for people that don't know, I was in a previous. Let me see if this thing is. There we go. I hope the audio's fixed now. Yeah. So, folks coming in, I was in a previous incarnation of this live, but unfortunately, the audio was not good. I don't even know if the audio is still not good, to be honest with you. It may still not be good. Let me see. Temple. Well, hello, Mr. Escagedo. Hey, Temple, is my audio is the audio working? What's going on, Liberty? Is my audio working all right, or is it screwy? Is it screwy? Audio is a bit thinny, but all good. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. So before the audio was having issues, and I exited out of that live, and then I came in on this one. I decided to do it Sunday, and I just got back from Taco Bell, and I bought like a breakfast taco. Well, I didn't just get back; it's been like an hour or two. Um, but I've got these tools here. I'll show you here. This is the rest of the carbide, or not the rest. Another one. I'm gonna make a handle for it. This is the handle that I made before. It's all right for the first handle. I'm comfortable with it. Um, and I'm just gonna start the beginning of this round one. Is what I'm doing. But I'm not sure about the handle. The length of it, I think I want it a little bit less, you know, not as large as this one. But then again, when we did the training, the box training, you told me take off this tailstock, and that helped me quite a bit. But I've got 11 and an 8 inch of a blank. 11, just about 11 inches. That's fine. Temple Boy, cool. Well, you're a pro turner now, dude. Percent minute job, right? uh, that's hilarious, dude. I'm a pro. Well, hey, you know what? Even if I'm not a pro turner, even if I'm not a pro turner, I always have the excuse that I could use. I could pull out the magic card, the get out of jail card, and say, hey, I'm sorry. Like if they come up and they say, hey, no, because this and that, out of one training, I could get no. I'm sorry. I was officially taught by double point turning. It may have been one, but that's it. I'm taking that card out. Sorry, can't help you. No, don't do that to me. Here's the Temple Boy turning get out of jail card. Sorry. um, I just bought my first lathe. Awesome, dude. Nice, Liberty. What did you get? A cheapo when? That's badass, dude. That's freaking badass. Aren't these like the one, more or less? Because this is really good. The Harbor Freight one. I have no. I mean, it does what I've wanted it to do. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a. I mean, you're learning and trying different things. But it does what it needs to do. So frankly, Um, so let me see if I can find the pieces that I need. I'm just gonna do a little bit of this. No need to go crazy. But it's Sunday, and I figured why not? What the hell? It's Sunday, and I figured Why the hell not? Temple fork turning, huh? Get out of the pro mess up card. As long as it spins round and holds your workpiece, it will do the job, Liberty. Very similar, Liberty says. Yeah, I'm digging it, man. But I did start on another non-lathe project before, because or yesterday or the day before or whatever, because I need to make stuff to sell. And this can really consume your whole existence, like no joke. Um, the things they say about it is completely true. That it's like a rabbit hole. The makers make it matter. How's that going, Twidell? Sign-ups and whatnot. I'm gonna be getting a project out very soon here. I'd like to know. See what you guys are saying. Very similar. Temple Boy, how much flat work have you done since getting the lathe, Eloy? Not a lot. Till a few days back, I did a sign. I'll show you the sign real quick. Why not? I'm putting this up on the on my store. A BAM sign. I still gotta clear coat it. For some reason, signs work for me as far as selling, like little pop culture signs. For some reason, they sell. Be Happy Woodworking. What's going on, John? Hey, Stephen, Eloy. Temple, really good. Have 25 makers signed up so far, just 4 days in. Oh, that's freaking awesome, dude. For Makers Make It Matter. Be Happy Wood. I left your link down there, Twidell, in the description. I don't know if it shows up. Yeah, I'm using a little, a quick, I don't know what you call it. It's a, quick live button. It's a quick live button, if you can call it that. Oh crap, let me just do something here. Let me bring this down here. Because I turned the oak bowl, and it was very, actually, let me show you that. I turned this oak bowl. It was going to be a winged bowl. I can't put it on back again to get rid of this thing. But this was from a tree. This was from a closet that I had done a job, like a customer job, where they wanted, instead of a closet door into a hallway, they wanted a door that they had purchased, and that door like had window pane in it, or it's a glass door, whatever. And I had to build up around the frame because it wouldn't fit and all that. And when the job was done, they said, "Hey, do you want the oak closet doors?" And I was like, do I want more crap at home? And I was like, but it's oak. So I brought it home. It ends up that I had to put it outside, and it's been rained on for like 2 years. And I decided to cut a piece of it off, and I did this out of it. It's my first little bowl. But as far as grappling it there to reduce this, I can't do that, so I have to figure another way. It's a nice little, not bowl. What do you call this? Like a little saucer, or not saucer, like a dish. A little dish, like a coin dish or whatnot. You see what's going on. Thanks, Eloy. That's for the Makers Make It Matter that you can find on TempleBoyTurnings.com, I believe, or the MakersMakeItMatter.com. You can let us know. Wood barbers in the house. Be happy. Coffee and turning to start a good day. Awesome, dude. Oh, goodness. The chat totally disappeared on my ass. Like, I was reading it. I don't see crap on there now. What the hell? Can you believe this? My chat is invisible. Give me a second. I have an idea of how to fix it. I'm going to go to the actual live broadcast, drag that in, because I got to... Oh, it's back. Unbelievable. Let me see. I just finished up at... What's up, Barber? Quite good, thanks, says the wood barber. Temple Boy says, I just finished up an outdoor activity play center for the local play school. I built a boat. Awesome, dude. Be Happy and Honeybees says, going to look at some red oak logs today and a shop full of tools for sale. Nice. Take pictures. You can use chisel and sand it smooth to finish it, Eloy. I can use a chisel. Oh, I see. Yeah, I could always reduce it in that fashion. And if you're talking about the bowl, the tray, dish, whatever, yeah, I could go. I mean, it'd be nice to do it on the lathe, but platter. Tracy, I'm sorry I'm late. Well, actually, you were early, Tracy. It's just that we had audio issues, but you can hear me, so I don't know if the audio issues are still occurring. The chat blinks off and on for me. I have a TV screen right up over here that I can see what you guys are seeing as well as your comments, but it keeps blacking out and then returning. There's 3 settings for the YouTube lives. See, now it's back. There's 3 settings for the YouTube live, and one of them is like events, like you schedule an event, this, and that. Another one is I don't know what, and then there's a third option that's new. It's like it says camera, and I went with that because it's just camera. It's supposed to be simple, but it butchered all like or maybe it's my fault, the settings and all that. Let me see. I just want to read what you guys are saying. Let me see. Tracy Keaton says you could take a flush cut saw and take the bottom off if you choose. I would think of it more as a living room piece. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I just wanted it. I was thinking, how can I place it again? But no, there's no way unless you have like that specialized, I don't know what you call it, little knobs on, I don't know what you call it. Be Happy Woodworking, you reduce it, or a catch-all at the side of your bed. What? Oh, a catch-all. Oh, okay. I'm confused. Yeah. So the dish can be used as a catch-all, little junk tray, coin dish or whatnot. Liberty, Yes, I am in Georgia, Tracy. Technical difficulties, Liberty Woodworking. Temple Boy, okay to finish that bolt. Eloy, turn yourself a dome. that fits in the dish of the bowl. Then put a piece of paper towel between the dome and the bowl, then bring up your tailstock. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that solves that. Woodworking and honeybees, Tracy, north or south? I think I'm in the middle. uh, Georgia, I'm 30 miles south of Atlanta. Temple Boy, you can then turn away the base of the bowl down to the live center and then cut the nib off with a knife, then sand. Yep. Okay. That'll work for me. Yeah, what Temple says the wood barber. I would actually use a tennis ball, says Tracy. All right. So let's put this in here if we can. Boy, it's hard for me to find the darn. All right. I can't find this little guy. I have to figure out how to find that little. I got to open it up more. Let me see something. There we go. All right. So yeah, this is Bob Lee's kit, which he sent me. And I think I'm gonna do this one here, right? Because I've been using all the tools, or not all the tools, two of the tools. The square one, I added the handle to already, but I don't have the handle for the round, which is this one that I'm gonna do. And I don't have, let me see if I can find it, the handle for this diamond one, right? So that's, I might as well do that. Now it's Sunday. I had some Taco Hell earlier today, got home, fiddled around, and I said, you know what, let's go on and turn one of the handles. I got to do it anyhow. Might as well do it. So he sent me blanks. The ferrules, the tools, and all that jazz. And yeah. I've got this dust collecting system here, which is kind of a ghetto setup, but I clamp it and it sucks up a little bit of the dust, so that's a good thing. We're going to round this. We're going to round this here. I still got a ways to go. I'm just going to go a little bit more to round it off, and then I'll stop so I can read what the heck's going on. So I've got the blank. Woo! All right, that's it for today. That's all we. That's all. That's all. That's all we need. Um, Let me see what you guys are saying as far as I can read. Be Happy Woodworking and Honeybee Steve. When you come to North Carolina next year, mail me a bunch, and I can send them out for you through the states cheaper. Mail me a bunch. I don't know, stickers. I'll find out somehow. I would be happy to do that. Also, Tracy Keaton. Temple Boy says, "Get that skew added, Eloy. You still got plenty fingers to spare." Odessa, good morning, handle making guy. Dude, yeah, I just figured why not? You know, we had our Taco Bell and coffee way early. I got up very early today. Like the sun was not even out. Um, Odessa. Tracy, good morning, Al. Yes, he's doing a fine job. Al, how is everyone this morning? JP, hey, what's up, JP? See, I'm reading because I have to go so I'm reading up as far as I can and down. I saw JP turned a bowl, some sort of a vase bowl. He posted it. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. The days turn into each other, and then all of a sudden it's like, was it yesterday or was it like 5 years ago? Can we even tell? Temple, what's up, Al? Be happy and honeybees. Alan, Did you get the printer working right last night? Odessa. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't know what the heck Tracy JP is. I'm gonna have to go forward because I'm totally confused. Your guys' conversation is like everywhere. Let's go to the last. Let's go to the last one. Um, JP, are you making peanut butter jar for John? JP, publicly live on YouTube talking about peanut butter and the rabbit hole of conversation that is. In order for you to even find out, you have to subscribe. You have to register with Makers Media Network and get approved to join, and then eventually you will know the secrets of peanut butter. But till then, Be Happy's not speaking. Be Happy Woodworking Honeybees. You need that app that Al has that talks out the chat to you. Oh yeah, that's a good. I didn't know that existed. And Odessa's printing right now on Twitch. Yeah. So make sure to, hey Al. So make sure to leave here right now and go watch Al printing. Temple Boy. The only turning I have done is turn a bunch of marine ply into a boat. Oh, you did? You did a boat? I'm a rebel. What can I say, JP? Tossing that peanut butter commentary. Join, man. Tracy King. I sure would love some honey from B. JP. Be happy. Be happy with working at Honeybees. Okay, dude. We starting before my first cup. We're starting before my first cup of tea. English muffins and coffee for Odessa for Be Happy. I have almost a week's worth of videos to get through. 4 GB connection wasn't that great in hospital. I won't be streaming in the shop till 11. All right. How's that Twitch working out though for you? Let me look up the app for a second. JP, English muffins are just called muffins in England. So, JP, Temple, all the turners. So, last time I didn't have a chuck, and I didn't have a. Last time when I did this handle, I didn't have a chuck, and I didn't have or like a, yeah, claw chuck, whatever. And I didn't have the drill chuck to drill this hole to get in there. So I had to do this manually, and I got it pretty damn centered. It's actually centered. You know? So, I mean, it's pretty barbaric, right? It's a rugged tool. You can kill zombies with this thing or whack them, but it works. But for this tool here, and I used, if you look at this, I used most of the blank. I don't need it to be this long. So for this one, I don't need it to be that long, frankly. You know? Whoopsie. So how should I go about this? What do you think? Because I want to use let me show you. I've got this chuck. Haven't used it yet or messed with it. But to drill out the hole, we want to use this as opposed to the drill press. So that's going to be happening. So I'm glad I got this. Let me see what you guys say. Let me look up the app. Turn a banana, Eloy. That's next week. Be Happy Woodworking. I'm not in England, so we have to call it that. It's on the bag. I hate Twitch. Worst freaking host site ever, says Temple Boy. Tracy, how do I find you on Twitch? Asked Tracy. Liberty Woodworking, haha, oops. Temple Boy, the longer the handle, the better. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do a 10 in here so I could chuck it, but it's quite small at the moment. And I don't need a 10 in here. I just need for the ferrule to be the ferrule. So with that said, because then later I want to chuck it and use the, but this is quite a long piece to hold in the chuck and what you call Forstner bit into, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Let's see. Well, regardless, I'm going for it. I'll wait for his reply. We're going to do a 10 in here. We'll do a 10 in here. And that'll become, so that then I could chuck it and then use the drill press, the drill chuck to hog out the hole for this. That's what we're gonna do. Yep. Unless somebody has something different to say. Yeah, so it's going to be this Forstner bit here. I'll just put that there. Let me see what anybody says. You don't need a 10 in Eloy. Just put that into the chuck. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second, but we don't want it spinning all you know, cattywampus. The idea of doing the tenon allows for, because if not, I have to stick this, because I was told that you stick it in the chuck, right, it'll hold it and stuff, but if you bump it up against the, like if the back of it isn't flush, it'll be lopsided. I guess I can mess with it until it's straight. But you know what I'm saying? At least that's my question about that. See, I didn't do it with anything. I did it between centers and cut into it last time. The crown tools look nice, but I'm carbide. I don't know what JP's talking about. So you're saying I don't need the frickin' tenon for this thing? Hey, what's going on, Javi? Good afternoon, all you people that sleep in. Temple Boy Turnings, but you have a reference point on the tailstock. What reference point, dude? The back of it? A reference point on the tailstock. Oh, I do have a reference point on the tailstock. Yeah, you're right. But I'm still gonna have to shave. I'm still gonna have to. So this is the back of the tool, right? And I'm still gonna have to take it down to this Twidell or something similar. It's not gonna be like a thick thing. So by default I have to come into this anyhow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the tenon, dude. But do you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna have to eat away a bunch of material. So I might as well frickin' do the tenon so it butts up against the chuck, the chuck properly here. And I don't really care that I know the longer the better. But anyhow, what do you say about that? That will center your spindle in the chuck. Same old, Javi says. Working on the trailer since early this AM. Be happy. Would English muffins the best thing to come out of England? Be happy still attacking with the muffin situation. Yeah. I mean the handle, because I'm gonna have to do the ferrule as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, dude. I don't know, because it's limited what you're telling me. Like this format of conversation. So if I do a little tenon here anyhow, it's gonna butt up and help me. Me and Steve are the best things to come out of England, says JP. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use. I'm gonna have to use a different the different. What are these, the claws or whatnot? I have to use the different one because this is too. I might just turn this on center, dude. I can't because I need the chuck so I can drill into the. So I'm screwed either way. I need to change out the jaws. I need to change out the jaws anyhow because this is just the diameter, the circumference of the wood. So I'm not gonna be able to clamp down a whole lot with it. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna do the damn thing. And this tip is off as well. I'm shortening this son of a gun. I'm just going to mark here. This may not be what Twidell wanted, but unless I have him here explaining to me, this is the most reasonable thing. It might get me in trouble later, but we'll see. Screw it. I'm going to edge up on it. I'm going to edge up on this thing because I don't want to screw up. I got a ways to go though. if I'm going too cautiously with this thing, and by the way, I gotta see what you're saying. If I go too cautiously with this thing, or not too cautiously, and I overdo it, then I'm screwed. So I'm going very carefully. And there's a second handle for lathe tool that I ever do, and I need it to have this ferrule fit on here, right? And yes, it's going to be shorter. I really don't mind it. Maybe in the future it's going to be a problem, and I might have to do something else. I don't know, but I'm being cautious about it. Let me go one more time, and then I'll read what you're saying because I don't know what's going on. I'm just basically scraping off little by little. It's like right almost there. Let me just do it one more time. That should do it. Let's close this and see if it'll fit in here. Son of a gun, it still won't fit. I'm being pretty cautious. I mean, it'll fit by force, but I want some space for the epoxy to fit in there. That should be enough. Should be enough. But it's almost there. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm trying my best to compliment the English. Damn, they're still fighting over the English muffins. Temple Boy. Steve bites his tongue and Temple Boy's getting in on it. Decides not to take the bait. Tracy, oh my word. Slow and steady wins the race, Eloy. See, Temple is a great teacher. I'm waiting to be scolded. I'm waiting to be scolded because that's my experience with teachers, and yet Temple Boy is like, all right, dude, that's the decision you took. It's a screwed up decision. Can't really tell you in typing method because the bouncing off of questions back and forth can complicate a situation. And then you're off and around. It's not like being in the same room or actual listening to. But all right, you decided in that direction. Go for it. But we'll see. I'm used to teachers saying, listen, buddy, 50 push-ups right now. Scumbag. Whack. Whack. Stop crying. But you hit me. Shut up. Bam. Let's see. Amen, says Tracy. Howie, that's little by little. Be happy, Woodworking says. This is always JP's fault. He started this road. Dang him. And I bet he's gone too, huh? Odessa, be happy. Tortoise before the hare. I'm being quiet. The best part of learning is the mistakes we make in life. No, let me say that right. Nope. The best part of learning is the mistakes we make in life. Yeah. and we make a lot. Well, I got to speak for myself, but without trying new horizons, you don't experience anything, and that's totally true. You know, I mean, so a lot of people. So that's one thing. I'm not afraid to try. A lot of people become frozen and stuff, and it's like, you know, screw it. Do and try and make, fall and get up, fall and get up. Sometimes it's hard though. We do have the falling parts, moments, and we're like overwhelmed. It's like this damn handle, I can't overcome. My life, it's ruined this because of this handle and all that. And then we overcome it. Um, be happy woodworking and honeybees. Alan, back row, hi. I am here learning. Ozzy, damn, they hit the kids at Sweetwater Elementary School. Okay, maybe I was exaggerating. Maybe it's like it's not like bam. It's more like this look, like walking in the hall and the teacher comes, bam. Oh, that's for being. No, teacher, I didn't mean. You did wrong. All right. Who, what, Ozzy? Says Tracy. Would be happy says, if we didn't love each other like brothers and sisters, we wouldn't pick on each other so much. Yeah, totally. So, since I have the approval of continuing with possible errors and mistakes, I just got a smidgen more to reduce here. If I go overboard, it's kind of okay, because the cool thing is it's going to be epoxied anyhow. I just don't want to go too crazy, but believe it or not, it's still frickin'. It's still tight. I'll never make a handle at this rate. It's right there, and it'll fit by force, but we don't want that. We don't want it to fit by force. We want it to slide in, kind of, and then see there, it's like on the money. It could suffer a little less material, because it's still tight. I think this should do it, but I've been wrong a million times before. Let's lock this in here. Yeah, it's still tight as hell. Am I ridiculously cautious? No, it's right there. It's right there. See? Let me see what you guys are saying. Telling someone they are doing something wrong is never constructive. Fladell, you're totally wrong about that. Something wrong is never constructive. Suggesting changes and change of direction can allow a student to adapt their own mindset and skills. See, that's what I'm talking about. Frickin' Eastern philosophical temple boom teachings. It's esoteric. That's what I'm talking about. As opposed to strict disciplinarian, you shall comply, you son of a gun. You gonna comply or I'll break your nubs off. Right? You've heard, we've all had experiences like, teacher experiences like that, right? Let's see. Hobby. Is that some red oak Eloy? Oh, yeah. Well, no, this is white oak from Ohio, from Bob Lee's stuff. The first tool, let me see. The first tool was the one that, from the wood that you sent me. I started with Bob Lee's because it's the kit that it comes, but what happened is that I screwed up that drilling that. It was a little bit off to stick the handle in, the iron in, and I didn't want to proceed with it, so then I busted out with your oak, and now this is another one of Bob Lee's from the blanks from the kit, the carbide kit. Tracy, doesn't he understand he's going to have to turn it around anyway? Turn what around? What do I have to turn around anyway? Is it me? Do I have to turn something around? Let me see. He hasn't drilled it yet, and he's already reducing the size of the top. How is it that he's going to cut it off and make his end piece? Oh, because let me show you. So this fits here, right? I'm just gonna go, I've got a little extra, so I'm gonna nudge this all down, or I can reduce it here. Let me see if I. So this is what I was thinking. So this will slide in, right, once this is taken out. But I have to part it, which is what you're saying, which I get it. I could either, now that I know, the size of this, I could take a little bit more and roll it down, and then just get rid of it, right? And then I'll go in with the drill press. I could start with the drill press, with the what you call this? The drill chuck. Where is it? Where are you? Then I can go in with the drill chuck. Yes, there's not a lot of material around it. With the this is oak, so it's tough wood. So yeah, it could crack. I'm gonna go slow, and I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with that. But I see what you're saying, right? So that was my thinking. Let me see. He hasn't drilled it yet and already reducing. Javi, did he just understand the opposite of what you said? Tracy, force of habit, I guess. Javi, you prefer the end. of the handle to taper thinner instead of thicker? Just curious. Me or Tracy? Tracy, yes, Hobby. That's what he's trying to do. I don't even know what I'm trying to do anymore. He will hold his tenon in the chuck to drill the end and then bring his tailstock back up to shape his handle. Then part it off. No need to turn it round, Tracy. Okay, yeah. So what I'm thinking, because I'm totally confused. What I'm thinking is this. So this is this. Then I'll bring over Mr. Chuck it, right? Once it's shaped and whatnot. But I need to change the jaws on this because it's not gonna hold. So I need to change to the other jaws. Thank goodness these are numbered. It's got a 2, you know. It's got a 2 there. I can't see the other ones, but my vision is screwed up. Let me see. I can see the 2 here. I don't know what the heck if that's a 1 or not. There's a number there, but I can't even read it, even from here, because my vision is all screwed up. Whatever. The point is that I'll chuck it, and then I'll come in and drill in. Say, I'm doing the round, right? We're doing the round, and Bob Lee gnarled all this up, so I've got to come in this much. That's really all I got to come in, which is about about 2 3/4 inches. So I got to go in 2 3/4 inches, right? And that's the story with that. So that's sort of my concept. Twidell was saying that I could just chuck it, and the other side, I think this is what he said, the other side would be the point of reference and we'd be good, right? But I'm worried about it doing this kind of thing and then it being crooked and stuff, which might not be the case, and there's just a bit, something that I'm missing. So his thing was, there's no need for tenons. There's no need for tenons because you could just chuck it and rock and roll. And I'm used to doing the tenons with the chuck, obviously new, so I'm thinking, okay, I need a tenon. And since, that's what I'm used to, that's why I did the tenon. Whatever, But that's the story with the, what you call the, I forget. You get the point. So yeah, let's see. Let me read this. Did he just understand the opposite? We read that. Tracy, yes, Javi, that's what he's trying to do. Temple, he will hold his tenon. Read that. Regardless, it is looking good. Regardless of, so the barber, regardless whether it works or not, it's freaking looking good. That's all that freaking matters. That's great. Thank you, dude. Uh, Tracy, are you going to hold that metal piece in the chuck to shape the base? The metal piece in the chuck to shape the base. No, this piece, I'm going to install it after. This is going to be installed after. So afterwards, once it's, if it doesn't blow out or whatnot, I don't think it will. I really don't think it will because I'm going to go slow, just work at it. Then I'll slide this in with epoxy. Then I'll fill the inside of that Forstner bit hole, slide that in, let it cure, and that'll be the tool. Let me see. Temple Boy, he will hold the no, I read that. The barber, regardless, is looking good. Are you gonna okay that? And then Temple. That's why I said don't turn a tenon because the stock would have fitted without changing the jaws. No. Yes. The stock would have fitted without changing the jaws. That is true. That's a good point. But my fear, so address my fear. So I understood that from the beginning, but address my fear of, let's say this is the headstock and the chuck, and let's say I didn't mess with it, right? I feed it into that. But this thing, when it starts spinning, can do this, maybe less drastic, then I'd have to stop, adjust, adjust until it's turning proper. Because the tenon is not pushing up against the edge of the jaw to keep it nice and flush, which is what we were doing with the box. I know this is not a box, but you get what I'm saying, right? So that was, at least that's my thinking. I don't want it to be free floating in there, for lack of a better word, without it grabbing on the outer side of the jaw. I know you know what I mean, but I'm doing this for the video purpose anyhow. Just like your piece of wood would usually sit like that, and then the inside grabs onto it. But there's a piece of the wood that hits this. It doesn't touch the back, and that centers your stuff. And then, so that was my thinking of that. If that, I know that makes sense to me. Let me see. Temple. That's why I said, okay, Javi. Eloy, you showed the other handle. It was thinner on the end. The other handle, it was thinner on the end. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I'm not copying this other handle. So I'm not copying this other handle. Yes, I want to have sort of this shape, but also my thinking, I could just do it on the frickin', well, I can't actually, because here's the story. The first one I did, this one here, I did it between centers. The big issue for this one was doing it between centers. I frickin' pulled it once I was done with the shape and all that, and the thickness of this and all that jazz. And then I had this handle, but I didn't have the hole to stick the tool in. So I had to take my drill press, turn the base of the drill press sideways, clamp the piece of wood, start drilling. Long story short, I was working it, and you know how it is, and working it. And well, I did manage to get it like this, which is darn straight. Let me see if I can. See, you can look from there. I'm moving it, so you're not gonna, whatever you, yeah. But this was handmade done, so that's part one of the thing. I didn't want to do that because now I have a chuck, but unfortunately, what Temple Boy said, but then I was thinking what a novice would think, or whatever, that it needs to have. I don't know how to explain it. If you're a turner, you know exactly what I'm telling you. So you put your piece in, and then it clamps down. But the cool thing about it is that it clamps down. That's fine. You could put any piece and clamp it down. But this outer edge bumps up against the outer side of the tenon, the thicker side of a piece of wood, and it straightens your stuff out so that the other side, so it's spinning straight. These tools, I want them to be straight, not going like that. And if you put in a Forstner bit, and that's where I was. That's my thinking. Let me see. You showed the other hand. Okay. Hobby, is it a standard to have the handle thinner on the end, or is it just a matter of preference? No, dude, you can do whatever you want. It's a handle like any other handle, axe handle, tool handles, whatever's comfortable for you. So like the tools that um, Arju sent are shaped like that. And then they have there's all it's a matter of preference with the handle, you know. But yeah, let me see. You would usually have a thicker end to a lathe tool handle. Yes, Javi. The slopes This slopes your hand from slipping off the end if a catch occurs. Temple Boy, I do understand your fear of the workpiece moving to the side when you drill it, but the Forstner bits have a center alignment that will locate in the reference point made by the tailstock. Okay, right. Um, yeah, yeah. I still have a question about it. So the Forstner bit is straight because it's the reference point, but the other one has to be a lot because you've chucked pieces in, right, in this sort of situation, and they're a little bit. You see that they're a little bit. So if you're gonna drill into it, it's still a little bit. You know, there's that thing, and then your tool is so long, and every bit counts, right? So if you have something a little bit off, not aligned, and you're inserting that tool, it's a little bit off. The longer the piece, the longer it's not it's not aligned. You get what I'm saying, yeah? So that's sort of still on my mind. I mean, to me, it's got to be straight, 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 straight. And you're saying it's gonna straighten out. But what if? So it's just floating in there. So you have to keep adjusting and tightening, right, until it's straight. Because you can chuck it in there if it doesn't have a tenon, and if it's not straight, you'll see that. And then you have to stop because I've done this already. And you have to stop, open up the jaws, realign, try it again, and then when it's going to be free floating, whatever. That was kind of my concern with the whole thing. Um, I do understand your. Okay, you said that. Thank you, Steve. That was my guess. No, Javi, but that's your guess. Yeah, it could be like that. But look at lathe tools. There's a million and one different types of handles. Yes, I did this like this, but I mean, it's really no different than this other tool. You understand? What, that it goes like this instead of just flat like that? I mean, I mean, come on. Are we splitting hairs or what? Are we splitting hairs or what? Tell me. Um, that was my guess. The wood barber. I will next to turn some handles because I have two rods from suspension struts to make into a gouge. This feed is helping me loads. Right on, dude. Be happy woodworking and honeybees. JP, you still here? JP's like somewhere off in England. Tracy, I would have drilled my hole first. That's a that's that's another thing. Um, that I was having issues before I had the chuck and the I couldn't drill the hole first. Let me show you. So these are just all things that one thinks of when they don't have a lot of experience and solutions yet built up. So originally with this tool, I didn't have a chuck. This chuck here, I didn't have a chuck, and it had to be between centers, right? Um, this side has this, I guess, live center, but and I did think of that, but drilling it and then pushing this up against it, I was advised against it because then you'd have that hole in the middle and you wouldn't have a point of reference to hold it. So that was my situation when I didn't have and I couldn't do a drill chuck because I didn't have a drill chuck. I didn't have none of this. I had none. All I had was just this. So no a chuck here, none of this. And so I had to do between centers. And so yeah. So this time I'm thinking, could I have done what you're saying? And that would be okay? I don't know. You guys tell me. Let me see. Many blessings, many blessings. I'll be back going to watch the show from the trailer. I work on the kitchen demolition. Dude, Temple Boy Turnings. Dude, honestly, turn it the way you have planned. You're doing okay. I am only suggesting ideas for you to consider. Well, yeah, this is perfect because we're talking about it, and why not? And that way, others hear the thing. I'm here too, low. Temple Boy, if you have turned a piece round and you have a center reference point, the outer diameter is true to the center point. Got you. Got you. All right. Well, fair enough. See, because in this situation, I'm also going to have, well, I'm going to have to shape this thing here. I'm going to have to shape this thing now, actually. Let me see. Let's shape and we'll figure that other jazz out later. So this thing is going to taper about here. This is going to be fat, and this will taper. Okay. So I want it to be fat here and have it taper. Then a little bit more. And then I'll grab onto it, see how it feels. Here we go. All right. I still got to reduce a little bit because it's a little too thick. All the way through. To begin with, these were smaller blanks than these. Let me see. I might have gotten. You know what I think I did? Because these are two of Bob Lee's, so I didn't use Bob Lee's blank. This is actually from the closet door. That's why it's a smaller blank. Because this is the actual size. So I've not used one of Bob Lee's blanks yet. Because this is a whole piece of. This is a complete piece of oak. This is not, because these that Bob Lee sent are sandwiched, 2 pieces sandwiched. So if I would have used this, it would have been a longer handle. But I didn't want a longer. I wanted a smaller handle. Let me see what you guys are saying. Drilling on the lathe is a simple process, to be honest, Barber. Eloy, stop. Okay, I stopped. Let me see. Eloy, stop. Temple Boy. He's doing okay, Tracy. Either way he does, this will work out okay. Tracy King, he still has to consider the circumference of the rod. That's quite a lot of material to come out of that handle. Oh, yeah. I think I'm okay because, let me see. I think I'm okay. That's, see? There's plenty of space. It's only going in this much. And this side is thicker. So it's only going to go in like that much. This little guy here is where I have to be careful drilling in, but I'll go slow because it's way thinner. That's for this piece here. That's for that piece there. So yeah. Let me see. Let me see what you guys say. Yeah, dude. Okay, I'm just worried about stabilization of the handle. It might blow up in his face. Well, we don't want that. Yeah, that's in there too, with the fact that I wanted the chuck to hold the outer piece and this and that, but Twidell says no, it's already centered because when we rounded the stock and whatnot. So yeah, we don't want that. What an awesome face shield. Why, thank you. This a Temple Boom face shield. Temple Boom face shield. And let me tell you, pieces have, with the boxes and stuff, and just other bits have flown off and smacked the face shield, and it does its job, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change this, Tracy. I'm gonna have to change the jaws on that chuck to fit this thing. Or no, I'm gonna have to do it because I have to. What do you call that? Forstner bit that end. So I need to hold it somewhere, unless I do it manually or in the drill press again. But that was a pain in the butt because the drill press is a smaller drill press, so it's good for, you know, boards and whatnot, or something that's. But it's uncomfortable to turn that base and then clamp the piece and whatnot and all that jazz. So yeah, we're gonna go and change the jaws on that for sure. Tracy, and his face shield is up. Jeez, Tracy, I no, my face shield was down when I was working, but um, Odessa Woodworking says Temple Turnings. I like his shirt. Odessa too. Temple Boy Turning. Meh. DeWalt. Poof. Whatever. Dude, DeWalt is freaking awesome. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Dude, DeWalt kicks butt. Oh, you don't like DeWalt? Here. Here's a Makita. Hey, Portal, what's going on, dude? Portal Woodwork. Portal in Atlanta to take a test. Oh, to rectify my pool operator's license. Yep. Right on, dude. So you're staying there till Monday and then coming back home? That's probably the case. Let me show you the handle so far. So I need to thin it out a little bit. I need to thin this out a little bit all the way through. Yeah, because it's not quite there yet. It's a little bit too thick, grabbing onto. It's a little too thick. Just a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me see what else you guys say. In Atlanta. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's a little too thick. So I do want to reduce it some. Yeah. 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 See? I'm back. Volume is low on my mini, but I'm enjoying the show. Thank you, Javi. We're going to reduce this a little bit more. It just, it's too wide, you know? We're gearing up here. So let's test this out. So that's comparable. This is comparable to here. I mean, these feel comfortable. I don't have to do it, but these feel comfortable. They're a little bit thick up here. I could reduce. These are going to be shorter significantly. This one. I used, instead of using Bob Lee's wood, I have a closet door. I can't believe I did this because I was saving this blank to do some sort of, I don't know, candle, something. But I had all the oak sitting there and the two blanks that Bob Lee sent me. He sent me 3. I screwed up the first one. I used one of Hobby's chunks of oak. It was like, there were 2 of these. And I had cut a piece and I used it for other things too, but because I didn't want to screw up Bob Lee's blanks, screwed up the first one, ended up using one of Hobby's for this tool. Had 2 more. I chucked this piece in thinking it was one of these, but I know the difference because Bob Lee sandwiched 2 pieces together to form the blank. And I chucked one of the pieces that I cut from the closet door. Have these closet doors out back that have been sitting there forever. Freaking unbelievable. Just my eyes, I looked, I saw the grain pattern, and I grabbed it, and I said, okay, here it is. I should have kept it under here, the blanks I have under the bench for all the blanks. I should have separated that so I know what I'm grabbing, but my vision's not that great, and I screwed that up. And the thing is that blank, this blank, that's now turned into a handle, the thing about it was that it was a little bit shorter. So that's the problem with that. So let me see what you guys are saying. Right, I am heading off. Gotta continue with my Mancrafting collaboration project. Oops, did I say that too loud? Wood Barber, see you later, Steve. Tracy says, tell Chad I said hello. Temple Boy, Chad is not in my workshop, Tracy. Tracy, I need a Temple Boy turning one. Tracy King, I know that. Tracy, many blessings, hon. Temple Boy, KC, later, folks. You're doing a great job, Eloy. It's going to turn out awesome, man. Tracy, thanks, dude. Tracy, Eloy, please drill carefully, little by little. Yeah, I'm going to go slow. I don't want to, blow up that handle. Now that is a handle. Yeah, it's a handle now. It used to be a blank, but can you believe it? I used the frickin' blank that I did cut out from a closet door that I was going to save to do a project. It got mixed in with these, which Bob Lee had sent me. So I've yet to use a Bob Lee blank for his lathe tool. So this one is going to be officially the Bob Lee. Let me see what JP says. Use the tiger maple. Lurk. Tracy, I have some very sweet Jaguar maple 2x2x12 blanks. Nice. I have 12 of them. Wow. Yeah, that stuff is awesome. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, got a huge chunk of walnut too. See that? This is one piece. I've got another piece in there, but I think it's maple, not the tiger stuff. So this is going to become, more than likely, it's going to be a box. That's from Daniel Harju. I have 12 of them. Barber. That's a beautiful piece, yeah. It's super awesome. That's beautiful, but don't turn a handle from it. Well, JP said I should, and if JP says jump off a bridge, I'm going to jump off a bridge. Not really. Not really. So I've got my handle. I'm good with this. I need to change the jaws on this chuck to accommodate this piece, this tenon. It's unfortunate. I could have just chucked it with the thicker round, but because it's a pain in the butt to do this. Let's remove this. So these two pieces. It might be a little bit too thick still, but not by much. Not by much. Still going to need to do some sanding. It's still thicker than this piece. And I could suffer dropping this down, but it's not much, to be honest with you. You know what? Let's chuck this in here. Let's chuck that in there. And I'm going to reduce it a little bit and finish it. And then I'll take care of business as far as taking the screws out off of this. Waiting for Jamie's comment to test Eloy's loyalty, says the wood barber. Tracy King, that's beautiful, but don't turn a handle. Oh, okay, we read that. Oh my goodness, Lo. I think that was from a comment that we had mentioned prior. All right, I'm going to turn this a little bit more. me get a higher grit of sandpaper. All right, so I wonder what it would look like with this, or should we stain it? What do you guys think? Should we oil it, let it dry, and then stain it? And then I'll go and chuck it and do all that stuff. Should I oil it or should I stain it? I have colonial maple. We could do colonial. We could leave it as is and just clear coat it. We could use the oil, the walnut oil. We could use colonial maple to stain it. Or Danish oil, dark walnut. So that's the choices. We've got dark walnut, colonial maple, or walnut oil. Or leave it natural. Laughing because Tracy says, the laughing was because of you saying you would jump off a bridge if JP told you. He will pop back in soon enough. JP has left the building. The wood barber, try hooking the sandpaper round the workpiece. It will give a more even sanding. Yeah, we could try that. Let's do that. There are a little. It still needs a way to go. There's still need for it to get sanded down more. But at this stage, this is pretty good as far as the handle is concerned. This is a bigger, longer handle than this one because of what we mentioned before. I grabbed the wrong blank and I didn't even. What are you going to do? But as far as grip, this is kind of where I want to be. So I don't know if I want to go too much with the sanding. I think I'll clear coat or whatever after the fact and layer it, sand it off and whatnot. But to give it the last thing, the smooth finish. But let me see what you guys say. Looks that way. Stain then finish. Walnut oil is beautiful. I would stain and then wax. Okay. I will give you a better grip. It'll give you a better grip on the handle. Now we could go with a wax finish. What the heck? Let's do the Tracy method. But which walnut? I don't know how it's going to look on oak. Stain and then wax. Wait a second. Walnut oil is beautiful. So walnut oil. We're doing walnut oil. Will give you a better grip on the hand. So Tracy, are we doing walnut oil? Not the walnut. Oh crap! The screen blanked out. Give me a second while it pops back up. Not the walnut. Not what? Not the walnut. I can't even say walnut. Not the walnut oil in this case. Okay, so then what do we do? Tell me. We've got the Danish oil, dark walnut, Danish oil. We've got the walnut oil, and we've got colonial maple, and then we've got or just natural. What do we do? What do we do? Which one? You guys pick. I mean, or I could leave it natural. I'm waiting for you to tell me, or any other suggestions. Let me do a light sanding. Although I don't want to go more than I've gone, but it's still kind of roughy rough. Colonial maple, stain, and wax. Okay, we'll do that then. Hobby's Wood Shop. Heading over to the main hangout. See you later, Eloy. Okay, dude. Eloy, what do you want it to look like? I don't think it matters. Well, it matters, but I'm open. See, I'm open to try different things. So it's not like I'm what's the word? You know, you get what I'm saying. Like married to the idea of it being one thing or another. So we're gonna stain this thing, and it'll give it an orange look. Well, I don't know how it's gonna affect walnut, but who cares? We're gonna try it anyways. It doesn't matter. It's the idea. You know, these are like utilitarian beginner lathe. Actually, it's pretty bad to the bone. I'm glad that we decided on this, Tracy. Holy smokes, that's nice. Actually, colonial maple looks really good on oak. Funny, but it's true. Look at that. I should have done this on the first one. Jeez. This is freaking awesome. I should have done this colonial maple on the first one I did. My goodness. Look at that. Let's see what's going on. There's what do you think of that? I mean, over here it looks great. Jeez. Oh, I'm done with that. That'll do it. Freaking love colonial maple. Let me see what you say. That's beautiful. Sure, it's not sanded to a high. It's actually going to raise the grain, but we might have to clear coat instead of the wax. We could do the wax at the end. Let's see. Experiment, says the wood barber. Yep. I like the way it looks too. Awesome. Yeah. The orange tinting looks pretty damn cool. This will raise the grain. But It's not an incredibly crazy thing, to be honest with you. Let's wipe it right now. All right. All right. So we're going to seal that. There's no other choice but to seal it, guys. And what we'll do, you know what I'm going to do? This sounds crazy, insane, but we're going to use sanding sealer. No, let's not use sanding sealer. Let's just go with the traditional old poly on it. We'll just do poly. We're going to poly it up. And then we could always hit it with the, like you said, the, what'd you say? The wax. Then we can hit it with the wax later on when it dries and all that for better grip action. I think that that'll do. Let me just open this can here. And I might need some brush. We're going to brush it. I know this sounds strange and kooky, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to brush it on. And this is still sucking up the stain filled in the grain to a certain extent. And this will go on top of it as it's doing, but it'll also seep into the grain even more, and it'll lock in the pigmentation. If I went and actually buff this thing, it'll sear in under the grain some, this poly, but we might just want to leave it sit. Should we leave it sit, or should we buff it out and then hit it with another layer? Because we're trying to, let me see here. We're trying to make it so that we do a little bit of extra sanding, but that's it. See what you guys are saying. Sand it down to where you want it. Apply the stain, let it soak in, apply the wax. Poly will only make it slippery, hun. In my opinion, anyway. Yeah, well, this one has poly. I mean, it's all right. This has some sort of lacquer on it. I like the wax idea, though. We're just going to use this to seal it in anyhow. And we might just go with the wax. Why the heck not? Let's do this. We're going to burnish it a little bit. It'll take a little bit of the gloss away. We're going to have to let that dry because there's still poly inside. But I'm going to dab it one more time. I'm going to dab it just one more time. And then we'll let it dry. That's what we'll do. Just wanted to get some more into the grain. And I'll show you, I'll take a picture of it and show you how it is at this stage, and I'll post it on my Facebook, Escagedo, which is the same name as my channel. And then we'll go from there. But we'll let this dry as is. And then I'll show you what it looks like at that stage. Right? Yeah, I definitely didn't come into this with a game plan of how I wanted it to look or anything, which I should have mentioned in the beginning. I just coming into it thinking these are the first lathe tools, so why not experiment with it? So this first one, just to recap the thing, this first one, I did it between centers, but I used a large blank, but it was from Hobby's stock. Originally, I had done, I'm going to show you the errors of my ways. Originally, I'd used Bob Lee's blank. The problem is that this part, doing it hand, came out crappy. So I recently bought this so I can work with it, right? So I can drill into, and for boxes, hogging out the insides as well. I mean, just a lot of stuff. But I used Hobbies so that I wouldn't mess up. And then I went and for this tool, used Hobbies, the oak wood. Bob Lee had sent me 3 blanks. The first one was that one that I showed you that I messed up, which I could still cut and use. It'll be a shorter handle, and frankly, I'm good with shorter handles. But today, I went to do this live thing, and I grabbed an oak piece and chucked it up and this and that. It turns out that it's an oak piece from the closet doors that I had done for a family that they gave me that was sitting outside. And I had cut it up the other day, and I chucked it, put it in a pile back there. And I grabbed it instead of grabbing the blanks again because my eyesight's not like super great. The difference and the reason I know that is that Bob Lee sandwiched 2 pieces of oak to create the blank, and that piece is a whole entire piece. So let's see. The color in USA will lighten when you sand it down. Yeah. Where's Harneal Media? Oh, there's Harneal Media. What's going on, Steve? Just so that you know, dude, I think I explained it now. I hope you had arrived when I explained it. I've got this going, and the light's shining on it. You can see the reddish orangey look. Kind of like that. I should have used Colonial Maple. It's a subtle look because this was, I mean, it's not too different, but it is actually in front of you. It's quite different. I kind of dig the way Colonial Maple looks on oak. I mean, a lot. In person, it's actually quite distinguishable. The Colonial Maple in person, right? So we did that, but it's a shortened handle, which I went into it wanting it to be a short handle anyhow. But Twidell came in, we talked a little bit. about the chuck and things that we've talked about before. Later on, I'll talk to you about it in detail, but essentially I'm going to have to change out the jaws on this so I can clamp onto that so that I can then Forstner bit with, where is it? With our drill chuck. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's this drill bit right here. And it's going to be this tool. It's been crazy though, dude, because I realized, look, it's going to be the round that I'm doing this for. And it's funny because you left a comment in one of my videos and you said, I see you're using your lathe tools with those awesome invisible handles. And I was like, oh crap, I've got to get to that because I'm still farting around with tools without handles, like ultra ghetto. So I figured, why not take this opportunity and do this. So so it's a shorter thing. I have to chuck it. There was a little bit of a conversation on whether we needed a tenon on this thing or not. Just a lot of stuff that we talked about, all of us here. A lot of stuff, a lot of little details for beginner wood turners questions that they'd have and whatnot. So I wanted the tool shorter, frankly, although remember we took off the tailstock to work on boxes and all that. So I just now remove the tailstock when I'm working. So I could, in theory, have a longer handle, but I'm kind of good with this size handle, frankly, you know. It is going to be the nub. It's going to be a tip shorter. It's going to be missing this tip. but yeah. So that's kind of like a recap of everything, but I'll explain to you some of the reservations that I've had in the procedure. Not because I can't get through to the finished product, but because, well, which is the proper way to proceed easiest, what's acceptable and whatnot. Good questions, right? So it was a good opportunity to do what we've done today and talk about all that. Harneal, hi Dave. Let me see. It can be sanded and still be sealed. Yeah, because whatever went in to the grain will dry below the surface, but it's still a layering situation. It's fine. I could seal it a little bit more. I could sand it back, you know, because whatever little fibers sticking out or grain, you know how oak has sections of grain, it'll sort of pool, dry, and it'll actually, when it dries, it'll sink in, so you'll still have that ridge, you know, like a little bit of a concave, and then you layer and layer, and then it becomes a smooth thing, and you can bring it back down and whatever. It's just that after that point, the staining becomes less effective, less to not effective at all. Arneal says, I saw it after you got it turned. Yeah, the wood barber. Oops, I thought Harneal was Neil. My bad. Tracy, currently named after Steve Harneal. Steve, see, I'm doing it now. See, you know what? It's Steve Harneal. Harneal Media. I have used it. I like cherry on oak. Nice. Yeah, because for some reason, dude, hitting it with this, let me go down. Hitting it with this, it's still wet and all that, but hitting it with this colonial maple is like really freaking awesome, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to everyone and I asked the question and Tracy says, oh, hit it with the stain, the colonial. I said, okay, screw it, let's do it. And freaking came out great. The color, at least. We'll see what happens with the final product, but it's working out. Currently named after Steve. I have used it. Okay. This is when it would be good to have a steady rest. A steady rest. Yeah, just call it a bobbit handle, Tracy. His lathe is small, so it should be easier to control. Makes the grain pop using the stain. It's truly going to be beautiful for a handle anyway. Yeah, I think so. I like it already, to be honest with you. You know what it reminds me of? Adding that stain color to it, like perfectly just now. So when I used to work, because I used to work um, for a builder, and I would go into houses and have a checklist, and I'd go and uh, it's basically inspector for the builder, trim work and anything else. So I did that for a few years here in Miami, and it reminds me of like when they do the railings for stairs and whatnot. The color, that orangey sort of color, but that orangey sort of color, I think that they usually get it from shellac. They shellac the pieces because shellac is uh, quick drying. Okay, makes a green pop, Tracy. It's truly going to be a beautiful piece anyway. So yeah, um, so that's where we're at. We're right here. It'll dry. Then I'll do a little bit of sandy, seal, and go with that. So that's it. We're done for today. I'm gonna get some water and take this dust off me. Let this dry. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I've got to do a video edit on. Let me see. I got to do a video edit on my BAM comic book sign that I made. BAM. And so yeah, I'm gonna tell a story. I don't know what yet, but I'm gonna do a video for that. Little sign making, wall art, and we're trying to do a little bit more of non-lathe stuff because I've been sucked into the world of the lathe, insanely so. Um, how many more handles do you need to make? The wood barber asks. I need one more for the diamond, Bob Lee's diamond tip. So I need to do this one. This handle that we're doing right now is going to be for this, the round, and then I'm good to go. I wish, to be perfectly honest with you, now that I added the stain to this thing, I'm loving oak with colonial maple. I can't freaking believe it. Oak and colonial maple looks good. Yeah. So I wish I would have done it to this one here, but I didn't. So, yeah, like I said, go easy on drilling that out, but I definitely would wait for the handle to dry so it can stiffen up. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna give it time to do its thing, and I've got to change out the jaws on that chuck anyhow to be able to grab onto this. So we'll do that. We'll do slow um, drilling. I might do one of two things with it, just to let you know. I might either do a video of that process, that part, like just a mini video, just to have it recorded, or just go back live whenever I do that and do the rest live. I don't know. Either way, maybe I'll do. I like the difference between doing a live and then a follow up on the video. I like the connection of that. I kind of dig the connection of that. I don't know. We'll see, but for sure, this is obviously going to be the next part to the thing. But I do need to change the jaws, which I've got all these screws. Harneo Media doesn't need to worry about that. He's got the quick change situation going. It's the Barracuda quick change jaws. Chuck. Great feed, Eloy, and cool sign. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you all. Portals, Al, Twidell, everybody. Yeah, quick change jaws are great. I'm telling you. Just make sure you clear the chips when you drill it. Yeah. We'll get some clogging and burning. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go easy on it, dude. It's a small, but we'll back away and take our time with it. Mainly, I would have done it already, but I have to freaking unscrew this. Can you believe that, dude? Huh? That's where the quick jaw situation comes in handy. You don't have to sit there and, I mean, I'm being a pain in the butt too, because, oh, I got to change out 4 screws. My goodness, right? It's not like the end of the world. I just got to change out 4 screws, but I'm like, oh my goodness. So it's not like, but still, quick change, boom, bam, bam, put the new ones in. Boy, that's kick butt. So fantastic watching you do this, Eloy. Many blessings. Thank you so much, Tracy. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for supporting me and you know, just all the love. I appreciate it. Just make sure you clear the. Okay, he said that. And yes, quick change jaws are great. He said that. I can't afford those yet. Yeah, it's crazy, but right on. The wood barber. It is a pain in the butt changing them. That's why I have 2 chucks with different jaws on. Huh, great. Thanks. At least you aren't stuck with a single set of jaws like a lot of turners. Yeah, you're right. That's another thing to look at. Hey, I wanted to buy it because I needed to buy it. Look, I mean, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. You guys set me down this path, and I've taken a liking to it. It's so freaking fun, honestly. And now I've got this bit here that I can work with, which mainly I was thinking in the context of boxes when I bought this. But originally, when we were doing the handles, we were talking, us guys here, oh, you need this or do the drill press, but the drill press is a pain in the butt with the handles and all that. So yeah, Eloy, please check your messenger. All right, I will. All right, guys, peace. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for hanging out. We're gonna let it dry. It's a relaxing way to work, but it is a rabbit hole. It is a rabbit hole.